What's going on, my crew? This is Jay, and welcome to another episode of Jay's Adventures. And in today's episode, we are back here at the Keep. Now, I told you guys I was not going to be back here for a long time to build, but I lied. I'm a liar. I'm notorious for it. No, I got inspiration on this area, as well as I don't want this Keep to be abandoned any longer. We have the subjects of Kinir here, and I was thinking, when a cultured area gets attacked and they're scorned, they don't necessarily seek revenge. They seek knowledge and information, with a touch of anger leading them to seek ways to seek revenge. And what these guys are doing over here is they are slowly but surely learning the ways of magic. With the blessings of Kinir. And, by the way, their new little area is right over here. This is where they're breeding. What I've done is I've made them a little garden up here. But instead of what they used to do back in their temple, they're now sacrificing items. And something strange happened one time when they were sacrificing an item. They threw an item in, and it transmogrified after they said a prayer. And they realized that part of that prayer was a magic word. And their incantations, I'm just throwing my rotten flesh in there, I'm not doing a spell. Their incantations produced them magical abilities. And so they've begun to study on these magical abilities. And what's going to happen to this keep is no longer going to be a keep, but rather an academy for magic. But they don't know that yet. They don't know that they're going to be teaching magic. Right now, all they know is that they're discovering their magical abilities. So instead of building a old-fashioned academy, like medieval academy, mage academy, what we're going to do is slowly but surely we're going to turn this place into an academy based on what they're researching. Okay? Also, we're going to revamp, like, everything, because I've loved this keep. It's been a very nice keep, but basically what we have is brick, 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 stone brick, everywhere. I got a little fancy with the floor, because I was cool like that, but in reality, what we have here is not even close to what I can build now. We got a little fancy on the outside of the walls, too. I can't neglect to appreciate this. I mixed in a little bit of mossy stone and all that. But I'm going to show you guys what I've been working on in creative for just ideas for what this may end up looking like. And then we're going to talk about, when we come back in here in the same episode, don't worry, how we're going to accomplish this. But just to remind you guys that before we go off there, what's this place is a keep that I made a while back in the day, and the purpose of this keep was to just be a keep. We were going to build another village over there, or another castle over there, castle-like building. But I've always liked the keep, but I've never really liked how it stands, and I've always thought that it needed a lot more. Whoops. So let's go take a look at what I'm going to be adding. Okay, so whoops, grab it. What I've been working on is a couple different things. I like this roofing style better than this one over here, so I'm leaning towards doing that. But I wanted to show you guys a couple different things that I have kind of been stylizing on and thinking about. So we have these little stained glass windows here, and then this middle part here, and then another stained glass window here. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to create these roofed areas, and I may even just do these roofed areas over the window. And I definitely like this middle piece right here. This is definitely an academy style look. We've got this piece right here and these windows, and then the roof going up. So the wall that we currently have there is going to be right here. These are going to be dormitories that are added on. So basically the way we're going to do this is we're going to have potentially, and you got to remember, every piece that we do like this, it's going to have to make the roof a little bit higher. Probably this amount, because what we're going to have is we're going to have the windows here, and the dormitory piece is going to be right here. So let's give you guys for a visual, probably the floor will be more like right here. Wherever this roof ends, we got to remember that the wall is going to be right here. Okay? So, wall. And then this is going to be where the dormitory is. So, when I'm thinking about dormitories, what I'm thinking is beds, place to sleep, things like that. Honestly, what I envision is Harry Potter sitting at Hogwarts right about here, looking out the window. And these right here, we want to kind of envision, that's under decoration, right? Beds. The biggest thing we need to envision is the beds. So a small piece like this, like if this was a dormitory, we could fit probably at most we'd want to fit, 3 kids on one bed. After that, it kind of gets, not on one bed, 3 kids on one bunk bed. And by the way, for those of you that don't know about how to do bunk beds, it's very simple. You just kind of put a block right there so it looks like it's hanging off the bed. I've tried before to put fences, but it doesn't work at all. Yeah, it's just easier if you put them up against the wall so it kind of looks like that. But we may not do bunk beds at all. We may just have a bed here, bed here, bed here. That may be the best way to do it. If we're going with the Mages Guild type deal, like in Skyrim, we may have a small room and a place to put people's clothes. So maybe each room will be a 3 by 3. The hallway would be out here inside the wall, weather clear. So like a door would be here. We could put some furniture looking things here and all that stuff. And then we can just go on down the line. Now the wall then, of course, continues up here. And I want to allow for there to be some windows just similar like this. Okay? So what? We got 4, 5. So at least 5 high. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 6. And this is where the floor of the wall would be. So if we can imagine, let's get another one of these blocks here. If we can imagine the wall being this high. Okay, that's a crazy high wall. But it's not supposed to be a wall. Okay? What this is supposed to be is an academy. So this right here, we can then turn into, if we put the glass stained panes right here, this would be something like this. Something like that. You know, like that. And then this right here would be another dormitory on the top, level 4. And this would be, of course, looking out fully over the magnificent area. So what we're talking about here is a very large structure. And then our normal wall, I believe, is 1, 2, 3 on the inside. So we're going to have to expand it 2 more. And then the outer wall right here. Okay? Meaning that the real wall on the inside, which of course no guard is going to be able to guard from right up here. Like, this isn't a guard position. I suppose you could throw some arrows down that way, but it's not really going to work. The thing is with this build is this is going to be a massive build. And if I was to say right now, we're going to work on this, we're going to punch it out, we're going to do it, wouldn't happen, okay? I'm saying okay a lot. I apologize. So what we need to do to build this is, first of all, I need to get out of creative and into the real game. But second of all, we need to do this step by step. This isn't going to be built in a day. We need to accept that, and we need to work on it. I really like this idea right here with this and this. And if we can kind of copy that up here and do this sort of second layer, the inside of this, holy cow. Once we close it off and add some ambience, man, is it going to look good. So let's go back into our insanity game. And what we're looking at right now, before we even get into, because the dormitories, that's nothing. This is sort of where I got the idea. So if we cut all this off, raise it up, that original piece right there, okay? I'm saying okay is too much. That original piece is as tall as this right here. So if we get up on this part, and I believe I stopped right here. We're talking an additional 5, which, by the way, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus an additional 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus 1 for the floor, and then for this. So we're talking this high. And let's jump down. Scary. So that's how high the academy is going to be at its peak. Pretty high. Not as high as our tower, which is what I was afraid could happen if we make it too high. So let's go into the tower, kind of look at where we're sitting if we need to raise the tower, because I want to keep these 2 towers, but I want them to be as wizard towers rather than the usual. This is where the classes are going to meet. There's going to be different levels, and I'm sure, Varuk, you have plenty of ideas, and I would love to hear them. Yeah, that's way far down. So if we do increase the... Embarrassing. So if we do increase the height of the tower, what we're going to do is we're just going to have to... I don't want to say cope. What's the word I'm looking for? Oh, we're just going to have to increase it very small amount. Did I die right here? Yes. Did I lost my helmet? Or my boots, I think it was. Where's my pick? I don't have my pick. Uh-oh. Where is it? Where's my pick? My trusty pick. Are you kidding me right now? It fell all the way on this other side of the... You're kidding me. Thank God I found it. That would have ruined my day. Okay. So continuing on. So yeah, this whole place is going to get a revamp. We got duck bills right here. I mean, it needs some help. So where do we begin is the question. Because we've got a lot of work to do. And Rome wasn't built in a day. This can't be built in a day. Where do we begin? Well, what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start building some inner cave things for these guys. So little inner cave buildings that are going to end up turning into classrooms and all this stuff. This right here, obviously, was intended to be the sort of map making room, but what it's going to end up becoming is the Temple of Kinir's new location. So I'm going to start to build this out into the rock. Right behind here is just unlit, kind of creepy, interesting, but we're going to build this back a little bit, and the roof eventually is going to come up, and this is going to become more temple-like. More temple-like than it is right now. So we're going to put a little bit of a temple roof over it and put it back. And then that's sort of going to be the first, these two projects here and here are going to be the first projects that we get into next episode. I'm going to rip up this table. And we're going to put in 2 rooms right in the get-go here. Replace the floor with andesite. But would you stop it? Stop. Thank you. And right back here, this right here is just, again, room for monsters to attack. But this can just be pushed back, I think. Yes. So we've got a little bit of room this way. This is on the the outside. So we need to remember that. But, yeah. So next episode we'll get working on probably the temple first. And, we'll get it done. Hope you guys enjoyed. I know I am. I'm loving it. And, well, thought I was about to crash there. Ooh, you know what we might end up doing here? I might end up extending this just a little bit, because if you look over here, this is before I started really being anal about building in odds. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yikes, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. We need at least 2 more. And probably, I'm gonna... Where are you at? Oh, no you don't. You jerk. Alright, we need to go to sleep before these guys get murdered. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and until next time. I don't think there's any more. Happy mining and crafting.